Welcome to Ipswich, everyone.
Yes, we made it to Ipswich, but not before getting through the final week leading up to it. For me, that started on Monday with what was supposed to be an easyish session of running at target race pace. I chose a treadmill as it's kinder on the joints and didn't want to risk my shins any more than necessary at this late stage. However, it didn't work out as planned.
It's not the workout I'm supposed to be doing, it's not the effort I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm binning it off.
Morning, everyone. This is my first run in 10 days because I've been giving my hip flexor thing a rest. When was the last time you ran, darling?
I last ran on Monday, so 5 days ago, and exacerbated my shin yet again.
Oh.
So, yeah, this is just a bit of a shakeout and a test to see how we are for Ipswich Half Marathon tomorrow.
Yeah. Just done a steady 3.25k run just to see how our injuries are. To be honest, running up the hills actually made it feel a lot better.
Been nursing the left shin all week and gradually feeling better, but so far so good. Sorted out the fuel for our half marathon.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, darling.
Morning.
Today is the day of Ipswich Half Marathon. I was so excited last night, I just couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning and kept thinking about today. We're getting a train from Stowmarket, so just on the way to Stowmarket. I'm off the A12, so I'm making good progress. Welcome to Ipswich, everyone.
As you go down the hill, I'll go as I'm going back on
So anyway, after the first 2 kilometres, I did head off at what would have been my race pace, which would have seen me home in less than 2. And I managed to keep that going up the hill through the park and down the other side and around the docks, and just until the point we're heading out of Ipswich. I think it was around about 8k, so not even halfway yet. And I could really feel that I just couldn't keep that up. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just keep going as best as I can. So I dropped down by half a minute kilometre, about 6 minutes a kilometre. I thought, I'll see if I can keep the right side of 6 minutes a kilometre. I was still trying to keep up the pace, and then there was that colossal hill up into that village.
Oh, yeah.
That was a real killer. So many people were walking up that.
Yeah,
I don't blame them. I managed to keep running all the way.
Well done,
But by the time I got to the top, I was done, and I knew I couldn't keep up even that pace, so it dropped back even further.
Well done, darling. Well done. Please make some noise, runner.
So it's a week after we did Ipswich Half Marathon. How's that for you?
Well, it's what happened afterwards, wasn't it? I mean,
Let's try that again.
Running makes me happy, which is why I'm laughing. So it's a week since Ipswich Half Marathon. We've been joking about doing all those hills, and so I'd already had 10 days off because of my I think suspected hip flexor thing. Did the test run on the Saturday instead of park run. Always okay for both of us, wasn't it? And then I started the Ipswich Half with you and Zoe, our friend. Hi Zoe. And I really enjoyed running. And then Chris, you went off and did your own thing. Chatted to Zoe for a bit, and then Zoe went off and carried on, you know, and it was totally fine. I was enjoying it. And then it got to the hill, and then I managed to keep going all the way up, and then when it got to that little loop with the little country lane to it, I was thinking, now I've got to walk. Both my legs were hurting. The one that was all right was now not all right, and the other one was worse. And I thought, oh no, I want my medal. I want to get to the end. So I did walk for a bit, and I thought, right, because I always say, always about positive mindset, you see. And so I decided, I'm gonna get to the end. So I just did a really gentle jog home, but I didn't manage to get a PB. Although when I passed you going down the hill, I think you shouted out you're on for a PB. But
you still were at that point.
I slowed down, and I didn't get the PB, but I did it in 3 hours something, and I actually got to the end. And I think, however long it takes, if it's 3 hours or more, you know, it's a half marathon is not nothing. And I made it to the end, and ta-da! I am very pleased that I got that. I think I earned that, and you earned yours. So that was my experience. I mean, I love running the half marathon distance because I do it a lot, and I love doing the distance. But I didn't do it in 2.5 hours like I wanted to. But so I do want to go back when I know I'm fully 100% body, and do it again. Do much quicker because I love running. And so that was my experience with Ipswich Half, I think, in a nutshell. So how about you then?
Yeah, that was a bit of a struggle fest. That half marathon. I'd missed so much of my training, particularly long. I got the medal, finished. But it was a real struggle fest, and missed too many long runs in my training plan because I kept getting problems with my shins. So I started off really gently with you and Zoe, didn't I? And
we ran gently.
Really warmed up for the first couple of kilometres. And then I thought, I just owe it to myself to see what I've got, get a new sense of where my fitness is. I think I would have been doing really well to match my Colchester time from March because I was fully fit then. But this time, I kind of knew I wasn't, and I had an A goal, a B goal, and a C goal, and my A goal was to run it and finish it. It was a mental struggle. I've never had such a mental struggle on a run before.
Yeah.
That all over the last few months, been dreading my shins packing up, and I was almost willing my shins to hurt so that I could slow down and even walk or stop, because I didn't want to carry on running at that pace. I've never felt that before. So that was a new thing, character building, I suppose. I did manage to keep it going. I was well over 6 minutes a kilometre by the sort of 3/4 of the way, but I kept going, and I kept on keeping
Positive
going.
mindset again, isn't it?
But it was a really case of mind over matter for the second half.
Yeah.
I really didn't enjoy it. I always enjoy my long runs, but that's probably the one run in the 2.5 years I've been doing it, I really did not enjoy it. I was willing for it to end. I was on a bit of a downer for myself getting well over 2 hours.
It's still amazing, right? Achievement.
But I finished. That was the first achievement. And then it wasn't till afterwards I realised, looked up the data to compare it with Colchester. Because you think Colchester's really hilly. You've got North Hill, which is really steep, and Ipswich Road, which is one great long slog for about 2 miles.
And all around the country lanes.
And then all around the country lanes it was hilly. So so I thought, I find a Colchester Ipswich won't be a problem. There's actually 50% more elevation at Ipswich than there is in Colchester. I hadn't even looked that up. I didn't appreciate when I headed out to Ipswich that there was even more elevation. So the hills are even worse there. So that started to make me feel a bit better about my achievements last week. So I'm now pretty pleased with what I managed to pull out of the bag after being injured, and I didn't actually hurt myself anymore. I thought I'm going to have to sacrifice my shins to this race. Now we paid for it, and I thought I might have to stop running for a while again to heal up. But I got to the end and I wasn't hurting any more than I was at the start, and it hasn't been bad this week. So I'm really that's a huge relief. I'm really pleased about that.
I'm so glad that one of us is okay.
Yeah. But I think you'll be all right again after a couple more days, won't you? I know you're really itching to get running again, aren't you?
The thing was, you talking about how you feel inside. I mean, when I was coming back down that hill, I kept looking at my watch thinking, oh, come on, please let it be another K. Let me be nearer to it.
Yeah.
I was almost willing it to, in a way. Although I really enjoyed being part of it, and the atmosphere, everybody cheering us on, and the other runners.
That was amazing,
even when I was walking, so many of the other runners are asking if I was all right, and I thought I really appreciate that. And
really
got everyone
supportive.
cheering on, and actually it's a beautiful course, running by the river and by the boat, so it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to do in Ipswich. I do recommend it, but make sure you're totally healthy.
It's just unfortunate. But yeah, I definitely do it again and recommend. I thought the organisation was really good.
Oh, brilliant!
There were well over 3,000 runners. I saw people in like 3,400 and something on their race bibs. There was a lot of people around at the start. Yet I'm sure we got going at 9:30 on the dot, didn't we? They just called everybody into their pens and off we went. And it took a few minutes to get to the start line, but I thought it was really well organised, really good at the end as well. We got a goodie bag.
And it just felt so good to be out there. And now I haven't been running since Sunday, and it's doing my head in, it's depressing. I see people running and wish it was me. And I just can't wait to get back running and doing another half marathon. I'm not going to let that put me off, what happened. I'm not going to let it deter me.
No.
Because running is my passion. I love it. And I can't wait to get back doing it. Really enjoyed it. It's hard to say. I enjoyed it to a point. There's a lot I enjoy about it, like the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that's right. There was a lot to enjoy. It was really well set up. I'm really glad I did it.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad I was all right to do it.
I just didn't enjoy it at the time, which is a pity, because I remember back to Colchester, and I enjoyed every minute of Colchester. Didn't you?
Yeah, I loved it.
And I felt on top of my game that day. Smashed out a PB, but it wasn't even that. I just enjoyed myself the whole way around. Whereas at Ipswich, just because I wasn't fully fit, I just didn't enjoy it. I wasn't fully fit, and there's a lesson there. But you can't legislate for that. We booked it months out, which maybe was a mistake, but we could have booked it a week in advance and still picked up an injury and then had to decide whether to do it or not. And probably, if we were sensible, we wouldn't have done it. Yeah, you can't legislate for those things. So you just have to be sensible on the day. And we made the decision that we're probably all right, and we managed it. And I think I got away with it, and maybe you didn't.
I didn't.
and that's the risk that we both took, wasn't it? Kind of went into it with our eyes open, knowing that. But it is a real pity. So anyway, thank you for following along with us. This was week 8 of 8, and we got there, and we did it, and we got the medal. So thank you for watching along and supporting us. And there'll be more videos coming soon of some of our other runs and maybe bike rides and other things that we get up to. And we look forward to recording those and sharing those with you.